have a sesh on delayering. So delayering is reducing the layers of management in the organisational structure, so less layers of management. Why you do that? The pros of doing it. Number one is because if you have less layers of management, that's going to be less labour costs. So less employee costs. Less employee costs, less labour costs, that means less total costs. Number two is that because you now have less layers of management in the organisational structure, it might mean that it could be faster internal communication. That could be quicker decision making or quicker responses to situations faced. And number three is those remaining employees, after the delayering has happened, they may now feel more empowered. There's less layers of management, there's less bureaucracy they need to go through, less red tape they need to go through in order to get things happening within the businesses, whether that's decisions or responses. So by having less of that, they might feel invigorated, empowered, and more productive as a consequence, perhaps more innovative. However, there's cons to delayering. Number one is that, well, delayering usually means redundancies. And redundancies initially will cost because you need to pay a redundancy payment often to employees, especially those who have had a long length of service for the company, so they've been with the company for a while, will likely mean higher redundancy payments, so higher costs. Also, redundancies will affect the existing employees because the existing employees may now feel less motivated. They're demotivated because they're seeing what could be colleagues or friends, co-workers, who now have been made redundant, who effectively are now unemployed, and that could demotivate the existing employees. And number two is that now that you've had a delayering, you might need to restructure how your business organisationally operates, and that could mean that you have some additional costs in the first place after the delayering has happened. For example, you might need to train some staff up because those employees that you got rid of, those managers that could have been part of those employees, they may have had skills that do not exist in the company anymore. So you may need to find other employees who still exist with the company, and you may need to train them up so they're aware and able to do what needs to be done in order for the business to be as productive as before. And because they need to be trained up, well, they may not be as efficient and as effective and as productive as the old employees who were made redundant. So in the first place, it may lead to slower productivity. And in terms of evaluation for delayering and whether delayering is a good idea for a business, well, two key questions to ask is, number one, will the flatter structure that happens as a result of the delayering, will that suit the business? Will it make sense that there's less layers of management? Because some businesses need more layers of management and need a more rigid organisation structure in order to succeed, because they're trying to create a culture of compliance, and less layers of management may lose that compliance. And number two is that how many layers are being removed? Is it just one layer that's being removed, or is it 10 layers that are being removed? Because if it's 10 layers of management being removed, it's likely to have a strong impact on the business. So I hope that helps with delayering and what it is, the pros and the cons. Hope you're enjoying these videos. See you at the next one.